Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the lion's voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use I as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the power to chant. Jah give her the power to chant. Rastafari, the lion's voice.
With that victory securing Ethiopia's place in the annals of history, the land the Almighty loved to be, this blessed land. And to I, this was, as a young Ras, one of the main things that allowed I to accept the divinity of His Imperial Majesty. Because I said he comes from this land that is of almost mythic proportion where no foreign invader was able to conquer. How many of those are on the planet Earth? Ask yourself these questions.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice. Ethiopia, it's time to stand and liberate Mama Africa. Battle in Adwa, I see tens of thousands of soldiers. Tell you been the warrior, they're fighting in Adwa. Tell them that no slave master could ever come take over Africa. Battle in Adwa, tell them see the ark of the covenant, them won't come take over. They try to ambush, push. Didn't know the power lion, we run the bush. Chop down the wicked with sword and flesh hook. On the great Rastafari, ride on them horse and slew off them gunmen. In judgment, Italy you found filthy. In the Vatican where they practice necromancy. Battle of Adwa 1896, get whipped with stones and sticks. Iron boulders coming down from high region, crushing your troop and legion. There's no division when all the tribes come together to defend with wives and with mothers and the land of our fathers. King Menelik leaves the Rastas, young Tafari, 4 years in the passage. Try to live in peace, the wicked always on a rampage. When you check the history, you see who's the real savage. At night while they sleep, move me with the damage. Giving thanks for life, chopping heads in the silence. So much bloodshed for Africans to be free. Can't forget about the Zulu.
Well, we are king, we're that crown. Stepping on the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black man and them get smacked down. She a queen, we're that crown. Stepping at the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black woman and them get smacked down. For combat, have to stand for the black. Stand against the beast when the beast come attack. When the beast send crack, try to tear us down. When the lion roar, everybody hear the sound in Babylon town. Wicked man grind drone, earthquake shake, all them bars will break. Well here's a hot take, there's a brimstone lake. Somebody gotta pay for the choice they make. Yo, be careful what you say, cause some news is fake. And every crew got a stitch to watch the moves you make. Well it's not Drake, but the song's still great. Give your truth and rights, ladies move the way. Say yo, we are king, we're that crown. Stepping on the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black man and them get smacked down. She a queen, we're that crown. Stepping on the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black woman and them get smacked down.
Resulted in multiple arrests.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Dejazmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Panafrican Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist. But right now, I am the host of the Lion's Voice. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network, and welcome to the Lion Voice. This is the program where we talk about topics that are relevant to a thriving global Rastafari and Pan-African community. Big up yourself. All of the new subscribers. We are over 100 subscribers in the last 28 days. We're getting forward to our pre-St. Croix trip numbers before the algorithm kick us off of the algorithm. We were climbing people, and then I went to St. Croix and didn't post for us strong and deprioritized. So you see the views. If you are seeing this video, give thanks to the Most High. Many people who have subscribed have told I that they're not getting the notifications for the video. They're not seeing the videos pop up. We had a family member that said she didn't even know I was still posting. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you click the notification button. We have a great topic today. We're talking about the Battle of Adwa.
And big up the black people who united in Alabama to fight against the racist white mob that attacked the black security guard in the spirit of Adwa. I included that as the opening, as a tribute to show that the African victory meditation still exists within the people. So big up. We just started that song that you hear is called Wear the Crown, and it will be featured on upcoming project, the Dejazmatch Kwasi project. But I just wanted to share that with the family in the spirit of this very special episode for the Battle of Adwa.
Today is the Battle of Adwa. This is the victory day. March 2nd, the battle started on the 1st, but by this day, this is when the victory was sure, and we want to salute those Ethiopian warriors who fought over 100,000 by some estimates that took to the battlefield and slaughtered the Italian army that was coming to enslave the last free bastion on the African continent. And with that victory securing Ethiopia's place in the annals of history, the land the Almighty loved to be, this blessed land. And to I, this was, as a young Ras, one of the main things that allowed I to accept the divinity of His Imperial Majesty. Because I said he comes from this land that is of almost mythic proportion, where no foreign invader was able to conquer. How many of those are on the planet Earth? Ask yourself these questions. And if there is such a place, would it not be because those people had been given divine protection? And when you look through the annals of history, the name of Ethiopia, carries that mystique. So this battle really solidified, because this was emerging into the Western world, emerging against modern realities of military might. This is the age of the Maxim machine gun, heavy artillery, bow and arrow can't work again, hand to hand now work again. The Ethiopians prevailed. So we salute the Ethiopians, and we also want to salute the women on the battlefield. Today we're gonna talk some about Empress Taitu, and we are in March, which is Women History Month, on the Lion Voice Network. I am so happy to announce we are going to be flooding the algorithm with the works of the Rastafari woman. This month we have a lot of content that we're going to be serving the item from the sister in them. The sister in them take over the channel this month. So if you're not subscribed and you're a sister, hit that subscribe button. There is no platform. Let me just say this first. Let's get this clear, family. There is no other platform on the internet that have more Rastafari woman content than this platform. We have interviewed some of the frontline workers, sisters who are doing mighty work, and we have many, many, many more that we are going to be interviewing. Some of them in this month. We have Lion Talk Live, all of the platform, the shows. We're going to be addressing the Rastafari woman. We're gonna try to get a Lion Love episode out as well. So March, stay tuned. This is the month for the Rastafari woman. We are getting ready to flood the airwaves. So brethren, make sure you support. But we are going to be starting out that by looking at the great Empress Taitu. We have many interviews coming. This was one of the interviews that we have coming is with Dr. Chenzira. Dr. Chenzira is a Rastafari queen who is also an academic high scholar, former head of a department at the University of the Virgin Islands, now currently a professor. But she is a dynamic, powerful Rastafari sister. We're going to be launching her episode Monday, so stay tuned.
Then you can keep that kind of drive going.
So the journey to Rastafari, when did you say, okay, I'm going to identify, because there are many Pan-African, there are many pathways on the Pan-African journey. Why Rastafari? Why not Kemet? Why not Hebrew Israelite?
Well, you know, because we did all of that. Because everybody did all of it. You come to, you know, as a youth, you're going to be around persons that are into Rastafari. And Rastafari looked a little different. It wasn't as grounding. It seemed very patriarchal to a point that it was somewhat kind of resistant, especially for young daughters like myself at that time that were, you know, we were around very strong women. So that was kind of, okay, I'm not sure if I could do that. So you kind of observe, study, you know, being around literature that helped us to recognize about the Kebra and the Gast and what was part of that teaching, what were some of the Nilotic Valley connections, what was the Sudanistic component, what was, you know, you had to look at a whole lot of different things. And then, of course, you know, you look at the Hebrew Israelite, African Hebrew Israelite, you kind of navigate and then you try to see the more progressive Christianity, and then you go into a piece with Islam. And then you navigate to, you know, people come with the Buddhist, the Bon, the Hinduism. It's like, you know, you do like a overarching piece, you know, being around Ifa, seeing that the Ifa tradition, not just the religion, but the system, more correctly, the tradition.
This is a well-learned guest family. Well-learned. So, you know, this is someone paid to teach the next generation of scholars. So I'm just here in awe. Continue, sorry.
Well, no, this is important because I need for the listeners, the viewers, to know that it's coming from a place of humility, though. It's not coming from a place of, the PhD was really from my parents. The master's degrees were from my parents and family. And it's important, you know, because it allows us to have certain tickets to do certain things. However, it's what I learned outside of the Eurocentric institutions. It's what I chose to travel and engage in, whether it's through initiation or through another layer of edification, not just education and training, but like edification and practice. You know, I've lived in countries where they made me learn plumbing. They made me learn electrical things I could do with my hands. They had me involved in agriculture. They had me involved in understanding astronomy. That's why sometimes for me, I'm going to always go into a space, especially outside, to navigate what's going on above us, what's happening planetarily, not astrology so much, but like what's happening with the planetary bodies that influence air, fire, earth, water, and spirit around our spirit, ourselves, our body.
Everything is connected.
Everything, yeah.
So I took you off the track of why Rastafari, you know?
Because that actually didn't take me off the track. We're bringing, this is the same track.
Okay.
Remember, it's like a long track. It's a long track. It's a long track. Because part of that is because there's a grounding when we speak of, because I do dwell in a space as a Smaitawi priestess, and there's a element that comes with that, and because of that
break down the Smaitawi.
Smaitawi is a
big thing.
Well, you know, I didn't know it was a big thing. I thought it was small. But Smaitawi is that ancestral, ancient, African, Nubianu, Kushianu, Kemetu legacy. So I'm going to say that again. Ancestral, ancient, African. When I say African, I'm speaking of the soul and the flesh of those that come with light, right? Not just they're African, African in terms of defining us through a geographical space that's only the 12 million square miles of the continent. But I'm speaking of the Africa that encompasses wherever we dwell, wherever we go.
Okay.
And when we speak of that ancient ancestral African, Nubianu, Kushanu, Kemetu, we're speaking of the entire length of the Nile Valley. We're speaking of the entire length and breadth of what in ancestral times was referred to Hapi. And those that remember Hapi were recognizing water, recognizing water bearers, were recognizing those that respect water as life. And that would go from the beginning of what persons like one of my teachers, my godparent, and Dr. Yosef Ben Yakanan guided us to really learn.
You knew Dr. Yosef?
That was my Baba.
I want to send some love to Mama Fire in Portland, Jamaica. Mama Fire, Papa Fire in Portland, Jamaica. Big up Raspele. All of the Portland Nyabingi Center family. And there's Nyabingi taking place now. Heard directly from Mama Fire that the JPS, the government officials, came and chopped down all of the fruit trees on the property. So a cry of protest is going out. Big up Ras Jabali from House of Siba went out there and took some footage so we can see some of the damage that was done. Very serious, very serious. So we're sending prayers to Mama Fire and the Portland Nyabingi family. We have to come together to stop these things, and one of the things that we have to make sure that we do is ensure that for all of the properties that we inhabit, one of the things in this time we want to make sure we get the land title and start really claiming these so that the legacy of these historic properties can be protected, and these abuses, we can make sure that justice is done when, you know, ones come, because obviously this is a move to get the center to move. These are valuable real estate times, and some of our people are seated on land that is very valuable. So again, big up to Mama, Papa Fire, Portland Nyabingi family, and we're sending prayers. Now, having said that, we are wait. Before I even go no further, let me big up the Lion Pride and the Lion Pride on Patreon. Now, if you're new here, let me just explain. How do you subscribe? I mean, if you're new here, let me first explain. If you want to be part of the Lion Pride, which are the faithful supporters of the channel, all you have to do is just subscribe. If you subscribe, you are part of the Lion Pride. So again, we have more than 100 people roping in the last 20 days. So we're bigging up all of our new subscribers. We have many more that watch. Maybe you haven't decided to subscribe yet. Subscribe. And for the long time Lion Pride members, we're over 2,290. I think we're coming on to 2,300 shortly. Big up everyone. We should hit that 2,300 mark. But if you're part of the 2,300 of the Lion Pride who have been supporting the channel, also consider joining us on the Lion Pride on Patreon, where we are now 12 Fire Angels strong. And the Lion Pride on Patreon are those who invest as little as $5 US dollars a month. I didn't say a strong, I didn't say a day. $5 a month, less than a cup of coffee that you would buy yourself for a month, or you know, 2 or 3 bottles of water that you would get for yourself. You can support Rastafari independent media. We are in the quickening. You can see what's going to happen to 2024, but by the blinking of an eye, it's gone. So support Rastafari independent media. There's a lot that we want to do. We want to step up the production. We want to do documentaries. We want to do animation. We want to do feature films, all from a Rastafari perspective. You love One Love? You love the Bob Marley movie? You feel like it could fix up and have His Majesty even license an image of His Majesty, like I said in my review? We have to do that. We can't complain. I can't go blame Ziggy that you want this, or blame Paramount that we want this and we're not funding our own thing. The time has come, family, for the Lions to tell our story. So put your money where your mouth is. Big up Lion Pride. Join us in the Lion Pride on Patreon. We have big plans that we are going to be pursuing. So stay tuned. Lion Pride on Patreon, you don't know. Big up yourself. We have exclusive content in there. We had the private screening of the One Love film with Prince Ermias, Ambassador Kirk Ward, Tony Gabriel Christian. And we have an exclusive episode for our Lion Pride on Patreon. So I take the Lion Pride on Patreon with I when I go to different functions, things that may not, everything can come on the internet, but for the Lion Pride on Patreon, we are a community. That's the inner circle. The Lion Pride is the wider community. Lion Pride on Patreon, you have your inner circle, the ones who are vested, they're invested with us. So laterally, we're going to share with them. So join us, Lion Pride on Patreon. And I want to big up again, this is Women's History Month. I think I have a majority of sistren in Lion Pride on Patreon. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me, big up the brethren them in there. But we have a lot of sistren in there, and I really give thanks, even though sistren are a minority of those who view the channel. So brethren, join us so we can boost up the channel. We're going to be building a production studio in Ghana, West Africa. I used to say Accra, Ghana, but I hear the prices them gone way up. And also big up Bingi Sean in Ghana. I got a video call from my brethren Bingi Sean in Ghana. Who is that? When me see Brother Junior from I Never Knew TV in Accra. 2 of them video call. Then wait, who is that? Me see Ross Wayne. Dear Priest Kalish is there. Whole heap of things that's happening. The frontier, the gateway, Ghana. So family, trust me, things are going in creation. The workers are linking up all over creation. This is a glorious time. So if you're not tapped in, and listen, if you don't want to support the Lion Voice Network economically, I don't mind. Support another platform. You have Ija Star, you have Priest Isaac, you have Wolipa, Rastafari brethren doing great work when it comes on to Rastafari independent media. Support one of them economically, but the time has come where we have to invest dollars into what we say we want. No one is coming to save us, family. That is one thing that I am clear and that I am certain. No one is coming to save I and I. Nobody loves Rastafari more than I and I. No government is going to fund the liberation of its people. You know what I mean? So it's I and I, self. So Pan-African family, Rastafari family, let's invest. All right, so that is the housekeeping. Big up Ramia King Design. Today, we are going to talk about Empress Taitu. I'm going to be reading from my book, Haile Selassie's Ethiopia. It's available. You can go to the website, get your copy. This is a book that is a labor of love. I'm just reading excerpts. So I'm going to read from the chapter, Rise of the Priestly Warrior Queen. And let's celebrate Empress Taitu, who, let me set the stage. This dynamic sistren, didn't have any children of her own, married multiple times, but she found love, Emperor Menelik, and by all accounts, Emperor Menelik loved Empress Taitu the same, and together they formed one of the most formidable royal houses in the history of the earth. Empress Taitu really solidified her place in history during the Battle of Adwa, which is why it's appropriate to celebrate her today to kick off Women's History Month. Empress Taitu was critical to preserving Ethiopia's victory over the Italian forces. They talk about how she ordered to cut off their water supply. She helped to draft up the strategy, accompanied Emperor Menelik going into battle, commanding her own troops, because she also had her loyal forces. The Yijua Roma was a powerful dynasty. You know, she grew up in Wollo. And, you know, in my book, we set the stage, and I just pray that they are them full joy. This, and again, I'm jumping around in the book, so this is from different sections in the chapter. The chapter opens with Ras McCunnin, you know, just pondering. A lot of the book is written from the perspective of Ras McCunnin. This is, you know, him meditating about Empress Taitu, his family, that he would do whatever he can to please, because along with his uncle Menelik, you know, this lady he sees is someone who all of the major Rastas know. You don't mess with Empress Taitu, and she's someone that you want on your side, someone you want to please. She had tasked Ras McCunnin before 1892 to go to Jerusalem and try to buy some property to secure for the Ethiopian priests that were there in Jerusalem. And this is a feature of the priestly warrior monarchy era. The concern for Jerusalem and the Ethiopian presence in Jerusalem was a concern. And Empress Taitu was no different. They looked at that as still the Holy Land, even though they saw their Ethiopia as the new Zion because of the birth of Yeshua and so many different things. Ethiopian priests always had a presence there, and the Ethiopian crown always, you know, tried to protect their interests, which was not easy because the Ottoman Empire at this time was who was in control of Jerusalem. So Ras McCunnin didn't purchase the land, but he had, you know, because of his diligence, and she knew that he was diligently trying to pursue her interests, they had formed, you know, somewhat of a bond there. So Empress Taitu, again, it just shows she was the type of woman that commanded respect, even in a time where, you know, people would say Ethiopia is a patriarchy and these things, which by definition it was a patriarchy because you carry your father's last name. The male descent, you know, was you had to be a man to sit on the throne. And this is why when people are licked down patriarchy, I'm very careful, because I say, wait, patriarchy defended the independence of the African continent. Are you aware? So we have to be careful when we just jump on a bandwagon, because by definition, and we had this reason with my big sister, Empress Rases Jazanai Kush. You know what I mean? Because again, Ethiopia under His Majesty would be defined as a patriarchy. So we have to be very careful, because African patriarchy is different. The man is the head, and so we tried it in a Zion. So anyhow, even in a land where all of that is true, Empress Taitu respect was to the maximum. So let us go into some of the early history of Empress Taitu, coming from Haile Selassie's Ethiopia. Again, support the book. A welcome to the Lion Voice Network. This is the story of Empress Taitu.
Empress Taitu. It is not certain when she was born. Years as early as 1839 and as late as 1851 have been put forward as possibilities. In any case, by 1892, Empress Taitu was already a force to be reckoned with. The height of her glory was eminent, but she had already proved herself as a powerful conservative voice in the politics of the realm. Taitu's father was Ras Bitul Haile Mariam, one of the ruling Yeju Oromo families of Gondar. Her mother was also a noblewoman from Gondar. Taitu was raised knowing what it meant to rule. Her bloodline highlighted how precarious Ethiopia's tribal distinctions were regarding the Solomonic throne. Even though she was Oromo, Empress Taitu's chroniclers made sure to emphasize her descent from Emperor Susenyos I, who reigned from 1606 to 1632. Her family was an offshoot of one of the daughters of Emperor Susenyos I, who had 25 children by several wives, illustrating how widely dispersed the Solomonic bloodline was among Ethiopia's highland nobility. In Begemdir, not far from Debre Tabor, was the village of aristocratic women. Madedi Mariam. To enter, one needed special permission. Empress Manan Leben received audience at Madedi Mariam and interacted with the other ladies and nobility there. In a land where it was customary for people to walk barefooted, Madiri Mariam was distinguished by the volume of noblewomen who wore Turkish slippers, and their beautiful footwear was matched by the beauty of their vegetable gardens. The village served as a sanctuary for both Ras Ali's wife and Ras Wube's daughter during the battle for Debre Tabor. It is also considered by some to have been the birthplace of Empress Taitu. Taitu's father Batur died at the Battle of Ashal, one of the battles that ended the era of princes. Taitu was at a monastery in Gojam at the time. Meanwhile, her brothers were taken captive by Emperor Tejazmatch II to receive instruction with the other princes of the realm. This is how it is said that the future Emperor Menelik II first learned about Taitu. As he became close with her brothers, he inquired if they had a sister. Some chronicles go as far as to say he requested her hand in marriage but was denied because her family was hoping for a marriage to someone with closer ties to Tejazmatch II. Being a prisoner from Shawa, he could not help them improve their position in the north. Indeed, the Yeju knew how to play the Game of Thrones. Accordingly, Taitu's first marriage was to one of Tejazmatch II's officers. The marriages of Taitu. Her family's choice of husband proved hasty. Shortly after their wedding, he offended Tejazmatch II and found himself in chains. Young Taitu was forced to walk behind the army on foot, also chained at the wrist, and cook for the soldiers like a peasant. This was an extreme contrast to her upbringing at Madedi Mariam. Following such disgrace, she married two other high-ranking men, the Dejazmatch Tekle Giorgis and the governor of Yeju, Janitar Udai. Both these marriages were also chess moves orchestrated with family consultation, and both men were divorced when it became appropriate, although it could be precarious to be a noblewoman over a certain age without a husband. Single women could fall victim to the dreaded Tsar demons. According to local folk tales, the Tsar demon looked like a handsome light-skinned Ethiopian, but could cause physical and mental illness. The marriage to Janitar Udi, who was the guardian of the mountain fortress of Ambesel in Yeju, provided refuge after Tejazmatch II died. Taitu was safe when the war of the Dejazmatch versus the King of Kings took place. After Emperor Johannes IV emerged victorious, Taitu's husband, a loyal governor of Tejazmatch II, was imprisoned, and she was allowed to return to her mother, who resided with her new husband at the monastery of Debre Mere. Taitu did not stay at the monastery for long and ended up marrying again, this time to Dejazmatch Zekargachu. He was the brother of one of the most powerful women in Ethiopia, the beautiful and cunning Bafana, whose claim to fame was that she was the love of the powerful king of Showa, Menelik II. Intellectually, the Dejazmatch was no match for his new wife. Taitu could read and write Amharic and Ge'ez. She was versed in the sacred texts of the empire. She was a poet, masterful chess player, and could play instruments as well. Intimidated by his noble spouse, Dejazmatch, Zelgachu resorted to physical assault in an effort to impose his will on her. Telling her jealous husband that she was going to travel, Taitu gathered valuable property and servants and escaped to her brother in Yeju. In 1882, Taitu first met Menelik II, following the battle between the king of Showa and the king of Gojam. The two combatants were called to the court of Emperor Johannes IV. The victorious Menelik II was being reprimanded for fighting a war not authorized by the throne. Taitu had traveled to the emperor's court to inquire about some of her men who had been serving Menelik II and whose fate was now at Johannes IV's mercy. She was likely impressed by the power demonstrated by Menelik II, and as the wife of his consort's brother, she would have been able to view the Shawan king in a new light. Menelik II was impressed by her family and the durability of the Yuju Oromo. His enduring friendship with her brother, Wale, was also a major factor of his attraction. With his vision of a united Ethiopian mind, Emperor Johannes IV was interested in Taitu northern pedigree and links to Tigray. A marriage to Taitu may prevent Menelik II from ever considering making war with the north. Negotiation over her retainers in the care of Menelik II ended in an agreement of marriage. Dejazmatch Zelgachu's marriage to Taitu was forgotten in favor of the more powerful suitor. Bafina, his sister, had fallen out of favor with the powerful members of the nobility, though Menelik II was still under her spell. Though Menelik II was enamored with Bafina, he did all that he could to win the heart of the more impressive Taitu. Knowing she was disgusted by his relationship with Bafina, Taitu initially rejected his efforts. Menelik II remained confident. After all, he was the king of Showa and a priestly warrior king in his own right. Taitu did not make him wait too long.
Mighty. So you can see where we're going with that. Again, support the book. Go to the website. Haile Selassie's Ethiopia. It's just a small piece. I may not be the best reader, but we're gonna do more things with the book coming up. We are in the quickening family. I don't know if the item know it, but February gone. If you did have planned for February Black History, you have to make it for next year. We are racing through this year. Springtime already, my allergy, you might hear a little congestion, is allergy. I'm in Washington, D.C., where we have the cherry blossom come up, and it connect my courtyard is full of cherry blossom, so you might hear it. So the point is that the year is racing forward. So whatever your plan, implementation is now. We also want to big up the Rastafari Mansion and organization, the Harambe Hall. The first Harambe Hall in-person event is getting ready to take place at House of Siba. We had Ras Jabali interview on the channel. So if you're in Jamaica, next Sunday, make sure you tune in to the Harambe Hall. We'll probably talk about it next Lion Voice episode as well. And family, make sure you just tap in. Let's connect. Again, this is Woman History Month. We are flooding the airwaves with the sound of the Rastafari woman who has done so much wonderful, powerful work. So all of our topics will be around the Rastafari woman and the importance of the woman and building a strong Rastafari family and what we need to do as brethren to support, love, and cherish our beautiful black woman who support us through highs and the lows. All women still, but as Nyabingi, as a black man with a black wife, raising black youths, we have to preserve the roots. So we have to make sure we always acknowledge and big up the black woman of the earth. Maximum respect. Over sound people, drop a comment. Let me know if you're still seeing the videos in your feed. Again, some shadow banning, something on go on. Some people not seeing the content. That's why you see the views are not what they used to be. We're fighting it though to get forward. So if you see the content, drop a comment. Let me know where you're commenting from. All my long time Lion Pride, sound forward if you're still with I. Let me know in the comments how long, if you've been here from under 100 subscribers. Drop a comment. Make we know who is who. Family, we are building something special here at the Lion Voice Network. We are rallying the family, preparing for this grand repatriation. The best days of Rastafari are ahead of us, and we ourselves are going to tell the story. So come and join us as we continue. Why? Because the time has come for the lions and the lionesses to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Lion Voice. Ethiopian, it's time to stand and liberate Mama Africa. Battle in Adwa, I see tens of thousands of soldiers. They have been here and we are fighting in Adwa. Tell them that no slave master could ever come take over Africa. Battle in Adwa, tell them the ark of the covenant, them won't come take over. They try to ambush, push. Didn't know the power lion, we run the bush. Chop down the wicked with sword and flesh hook. On the great Rastafari, ride on them horse and slew off them gunmen. In judgment, Italy you found filthy. In the Vatican where they practice necromancy. Battle of Adwa 1896, get whipped with stones and sticks. Iron boulders coming down from high region, crushing your troop and legion. There's no division when all the tribes come together to defend with wives and with mothers and the land of our fathers. King Menelik leaves the Rastas, young Tafari, 4 years in the passage. Try to live in peace, the wicked always on a rampage. When you check the history, you see who's the real savage. At night while they sleep, move me with the damage. Giving thanks for life, chopping heads in the silence. So much bloodshed for Africans to be free. Can't forget about the Zulu, Ashanti. So don't press her, you should have known better. The Ark of the Covenant stays in Ethiopia. Ethiopian, it's time to stand and liberate Mama Africa. Battle in Adwa, tell them that no slave master could ever come take over Africa. Battle in Adwa, tell them I see tens of thousands of Nyabingi warriors, them fighting in Adwa. Don't know for the Ark of the Covenant, them won't come take over.
Yo, what's going on? At the break of dawn, I'm hearing gongs. Everyone is running for all, chanting the war was on. Just heard a sound from Menelik II, saying everyone grabbing the weapon. Hey yo, it's Armageddon. I see the enemies intruding. Good over evil, confident we're not losing. Even the women on the front line, barefoot gun shooting. Black liberation, worldwide revolution. Zimbabwe, South Africa, the same revolution. Defending ourselves against colonial pollution. Hey yo, I be that warrior, seated in the hills, waiting for the sound from the king to charge the battlefield. Rap for your shield. What's wrong with these fascists? Why can't they humble and be still? Yo, it's necessary. We wage war with the enemy.